Welcome back. Time now to bring in our panel. With us today, former state party chair for the Indiana Democrats, Robin Winston, 2016 vice chair for the Indiana Trump campaign, Tony Samuel, along with UIndy political science professor, Dr. Laura Wilson, and Politico's Adam Wren, who's also author of the Importantville newsletter on Indiana politics. All right, let's talk about this race for governor. Also, we mentioned off the top the news, Governor Holcomb's hospitalization late last week because of pneumonia, but as he continues to recover, everybody wishing him the best. Apparently news that he's doing all right, responding to treatments. People are also in the Republican Party, of course, starting to look ahead to 2024 already and this race for governor. Now that Mike Braun has announced, more or less, not really, you actually broke the news on Wednesday that he is going to be running for governor. Somewhat odd situation that he hasn't made a formal announcement about it yet. It also comes in a week where he faced some criticism for his vote on the Marriage Act, and we should note not long after news broke of his brother Steve Braun's death, the former state representative. So certainly a lot going on this week for Senator Braun in the midst of this news.
Yeah, Braun has showed himself to be a capable candidate in the 2018 Republican primary, where he fought off two other sitting House of Representative members. But, you know, he's going to have some stiff challenge this time. Suzanne Crouch is expected to make an announcement later this month, the lieutenant governor. And you've also got Eric Doden, who's getting close to $3 million in his campaign war chest. I mean, he's not just going to go away gently into the good night. So a significant field building there. A
lot of money in this race for sure. Laura, Braun's decision really does open up the potential for some really interesting primaries here in 2024, both in the race for governor and in the race for U.S. Senate, too.
Well, because now there's that vacuum, right? So it's musical chairs in a lot of ways. And I think sometimes you look at people that are interested in moving up. So you look at members of House of Representatives from Indiana who might be eyeing that Senate seat.
Jim Banks, Victoria Spartz.
Certainly would be good candidates. I think even people at the state level and state executive offices that might be considering that role, too. Anytime you have a candidate that's already serving in one office that creates that little vacuum, I do think you see a lot of other folks considering a position they didn't know that was going to be up before.
So, Tony, who else might run here? We got Spartz, Jim Banks. Who's going to run for Senate here now that he's running for governor instead?
For the U.S. Senate seat, yeah, you'll see. You might see Trey Hollingsworth. Who stepped down from
also
his
has thought about a run
seat.
for governor, for that matter.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. I don't know if the Attorney General Todd Rokita would think about it again, but he would certainly be a viable candidate. Like Adam said, Suzanne Crouch is going to be tough. She's got some incumbency as far as being a lieutenant governor, being a local official, in the past being a state representative. She's got connections and is a great fundraiser. And has been throughout her years in office.
Robin, what's your response to all this, and where does your party turn now to try and find a candidate who can compete in these big statewide races?
Well, first off, it's obvious that nobody's waiting on Eric Holcomb to say who he's for. Everybody's already moving down the line. So to be an incumbent governor who just got reelected less than 2 years ago, people are not even paying attention to where he is on the issue. I think we're going to have a tremendous bench. Joe Donnelly could be a tremendous candidate for us.
He might get back into politics.
He might. Jennifer McCormick's already exploring that option. Keep your eye on maybe State Representative Greg Porter, somebody from this community that could run, and then Tom McDermott, who just finished up a Senate campaign. So we have a lot of people that will be looking at it also.
Some reporting McDermott might be interested in getting into that governor's race this past week. Anyone else you think might get in the mix here, Adam?
You know, one person we have on the bench right now, we don't know what they're going to do on the sidelines, is Mitch Daniels, who's finishing up his time at Purdue as we speak. And I think that he could, potentially be a candidate for Senate or governor. I mean, he had the chance to ascend to the Senate seat, years ago, and turned that down because it wasn't the right moment in his life. Ben Sasse, his favorite senator in the body, is leaving, and so he may think that there's room for a thoughtful person to fill that seat.
All right, we'll see what happens. Let's talk about a couple of other stories making news here at the national level this past week. Mike Pence, as we mentioned earlier, calling on Donald Trump to apologize this week after the president's latest meetings at Mar-a-Lago with Kanye West and Nick Fuentes. Laura, the former VP, has spoken about this, as we heard earlier, as have some others in the GOP as we move toward 2024 now in what could be a presidential primary with potentially different dynamics for the GOP politically this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you saw a really strong statement coming from former Vice President Mike Pence there, where he said, without qualification, this should be something that Donald Trump apologizes for and says this was absolutely wrong. You see that divide, I think, a little bit more clearly between the two former running mates. And I also think it kind of sets up Pence in a really good position for whatever he chooses to do in 2 years.
Tony, how problematic is this sort of thing for the former president in a year where he's already faced some criticism for recruiting candidates that didn't do all that well in the midterms this year.
Well, you know, it's one of those things that we've seen before. We've seen him make some missteps, and then folks ask him to apologize, and whether he does or not, you move on, and then there's another, you know, something else in the news cycle soon after. But what voters need to do, and I think most Republicans will, is look at the accomplishments that this guy had when he was president the first time around. And that separates him from all the others that are going to make promises that those Trump voters didn't trust in the first place, but now you've got accomplishments that you can trust. And if he decides to run for, or he has decided, but if he continues to and makes a, you know, go at it and looks for the nomination, that's what voters will look for. The accomplishments, the policies are what matter, and that's what, you know, everything else is a distraction. Voters need to focus on the policies.
But these have been big controversies here. Robin, what's your response to that and everything we've seen here with the former VP and others calling for President Trump to apologize?
Maya Angelou once said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe it. I don't understand how you don't vet Kanye or Ye and vet a white supremacist before you meet with them and you are contemplating running for president of the United States. It was his Achilles heel throughout his campaign, his remarks about Charlottesville, the whole calling of people about January the 6th, and it doesn't look like he backed away from it. So if that's the kind of campaign he's going to have, then we're going to have another Democrat as president.
We'll see what happens here in the months and years to come. A long way to go until 2024, no doubt. All right, coming up, a lighter look at Washington this holiday season as we introduce you to a Hoosier who got to be at the White House this week to help with the White House Christmas decorations. That's next.